All right, my friends, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? We're waiting. I believe it's 1 o'clock. I believe it's 1 o'clock. How are you? Thank you for joining. Michael says, let's do this. Go Donny Com. James Campbell, I spoke to Mike Maffey. Thank you very much. He's sending me a link and I'm going to be helping him. Appreciate that. So just waiting for this dude right now. Where is he? Where is... Should be starting, right? One o'clock. Where are you, Mr. John Zimmer? Let's Roll Tina's in the house. Nelson Menard's in the house. Live. Maybe they're having some technical difficulties. This should be interesting. I agree with you, Cruise Limousine. I want to sort of see how much time they dedicate to what issue. We have 1 p.m., right? I think it says there, hello, where are you? John. Anybody have the feed yet? Or are we still waiting on him? Eugene's in the house. Come on, John, where are you? Maybe you got cold feet. Let's see. This is the video, ladies and gentlemen. It's 1:03. Where are you, buddy? So, where is he? It's 1:03. This was supposed to start at 1 p.m. Can anybody see the... He might not want to preempt the memorial. Yeah, that's very true. I mean, maybe the timing was not that great, right? To have this memorial going on for George Floyd. I've been watching the last hour. I watched Al Sharpton speak. And then, so right in the middle of the memorial, they decide to do a live feed. Did he get cold feet, Alfredo? That's a good question. IQ boy. I'm enjoying the elevator music. I can't even hear any music. Is anybody seeing him? Is there any picture, or is my feed just not coming through? Can everybody confirm that they still see the same picture here? It means 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Shine Telemundo in the house. Salute, my friend. Hope you and the family are doing great. No PPE. No PPE, no trip. No PPE, no trip. Yeah, I'm live, but can somebody check on the... Let me just refresh that link. Let's see. Refreshing it. Is he there? Is he there? Yeah, it looks like they're having some... Looks like they're having some technical difficulties there. Oh, hello. Hello there. Let's just see if we... Volume.
You who drive on Lyft. And I'm really excited, as I mentioned, to join you today. And also want to say I'm very grateful for everything that you do for the Lyft to COVID, primarily around earnings and safety. And this was before the tragic events of the last few weeks. So before I say anything else, I want to say to our Black community members, we recognize your pain. We recognize the injustices that you face every day. And we want you to both feel and be supported. Some of you may ask why I'm commenting on this in a forum with drivers that come from all different viewpoints and walks of life. But if there's anything I've learned in the last few days, it's my responsibility as a human and as a leader to speak up, as well as take appropriate actions. And for Lyft to support organizations that fight systematic racism. I'm incredibly inspired by our driver community that brings to life the vision of having people from all different backgrounds interacting every day to create something bigger than we could as individuals. We have a lot of work to do as a society and as a company, and we want to continue listening and doing more to be part of the solution. Before we dive into a conversation on earning safety, I just want to pause again to say thank you overall and in general. It's been an incredible journey. Lyft is now 8 years old, and some of my best moments have been interacting with drivers or using the product and being delighted by the experiences of meeting someone new, hearing a new song, hearing someone's different perspective, and frankly getting your feedback along the way on how we can be better and do better in service of you.
Dude.
I also know it's been a really hard time between staying at home, decreased rides, a changing world economy. I understand this is difficult on many of you in a variety of ways. I also appreciate how this community continues to meet the moment in various ways, like 120,000 of you who signed up to be part of the Lyft Driver Task Force, delivering food from food banks to vulnerable populations, helping transport PPE to healthcare workers, and serving your communities in many other ways, many of which we probably don't even know about. So again, thank you for everything that you're doing in your communities and specific for Lyft riders and drivers. So I want to talk a little bit about health safety. We know as you get back on the road that health safety is a top concern. Last month, we announced our new health safety program, which is designed to help protect, especially as governments, local governments start to lift their stay-at-home orders. The program takes concrete steps to make sure all Lyft rides follow the advice of public health experts. It begins with the new health safety commitment. Before riding or driving with Lyft, individuals will be required to confirm that they're COVID-19 symptom-free, that they are wearing face masks or coverings throughout the ride, and following the advice of public health safety officials. Additionally, we developed health safety education for riders and drivers. The content is based on guidance from public health officials in the US and Canada, and our goal is to arm the community with information on how to best protect themselves and others when driving and riding. The related driver education course is now live in the driver app, in the Learning Center, and an additional health safety educational content for riders is going to be rolling out in the coming days. Also, these new efforts expand upon our existing work to equip drivers with cleaning supplies and masks or face coverings. We're providing free health safety kits to drivers who've given a ride in the last
Where? The PP, bro.
Spray or wipes, and a spray bottle you can use to clean your car.
Can we comment on his feed? No, we can't, right?
The last 30 days, we'll get a kit shipped directly to them, so you can look at.
Come on, dude. Pandemic's almost over. 3 months later.
Eligible drivers will have the opportunity to pick up a kit from their local hub, and that group, in terms of the local hubs, will receive an email once their local hub has those kits available for pickup. And if you'd like to refill your kit, you'll soon be able to go to an online store. Actually, I'll give you the URL now for additional cleaning supplies and PPE. Just to note, we are not making any profits from these items. The supplies.
You're not even
purchase a refill, or if you weren't
It's
active
June.
for 30 days and want to purchase a kit.
Been asking for them since February. It's June.
We're not making any money from that. So the store is www.lyft-store.com. And we'll be providing this link in future communications to you and other members of the driver community. So finally, as part of our health safety program, if your passenger is not wearing a mask and you don't feel comfortable, we've added a cancellation reason. You know, if you cancel and there's a list of cancel reasons, we've added one that says health safety concerns.
Phil, let's ask him.
Your acceptance rate or incentives. And so we're going to continue to stay on top of official guidance and really appreciate your help with this effort. I'm going to talk about earnings, and then we're going to hear from some of your fellow drivers with questions that you sent in. So on earnings,
No, hear the questions. Here, come into the room. Answer these questions, dude. Don't pre-select your questions.
Especially right now, given what's happening in the economy. So during COVID, much of the market impact has been out of our control. So we've focused on helping protect driver earnings in 3 key ways that we can control. Number 1 was pausing onboarding of new drivers. Number 2, we introduced new opportunities like earning with essential deliveries. And 3, we piloted new products like priority driving times. So
serious, dude?
March, we paused onboarding for new drivers in the majority of our markets to protect your earnings, those that have been with us prior to COVID. This helps maximize utilization and earnings for existing drivers on the platform. And we're now slowly starting to give new drivers the opportunity to finish their applications with Lyft.
John, you need to really read these comments after you're done here, the real comments. Your world is not connecting with our world right now.
Organizations across the U.S. to help communities in need. And these deliveries include meals, laptops, groceries, medical supplies, and other essential items to support communities across approximately 20 cities. These are paid deliveries at a rate similar to the amount you'd make for a normal rideshare. And we've heard from those of you that have been able to participate in these that this income has been very helpful. So we'll keep looking for ways to scale what we do on that front. I also want to share with you some internal data to kind of give you a peek under about the positive signs of recovery that we're seeing in the market as these limitations or shelter-in-place orders are lifted. So actually right now, most drivers who are still on the road are actually busier and earning more than pre-COVID times. So for example, when comparing what we saw in April to what we saw in May for this year, rideshare rides increased 73% in Austin, 41% in Denver, 59% in Miami, 64% in Nashville, 42% in New York City, and 40% in San
Jay Morris, listen to Jay Morris.
To just name a few examples.
Mario.
So some good signs as people learn the different ways to both be productive while being safe. And we're going to keep investing in those 2 areas, your safety as well as your earnings.
How about you invest in our bank accounts?
Changing the pace from just me talking to get over to your questions. In all, we received 3,235 questions from, or 3,235 of you submitted a question. Unfortunately, and I obviously can't get to all of them, so we took the ones that were
we took the ones that we suited us the best
among the driver community. And so we'll start with question 1, which comes from Sharon, who is in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And Sharon is just shy of 4,500 rides, I believe.
Yes.
Since joining in
Sharon, go Sharon.
So thanks for being with us.
Sharon, slap him down.
Thank you, Mrs. Zimmer. My question is, when will the Ride Challenge bonuses return?
Yeah, so
Ooh.
and you can call me John. To start, bonuses like ride challenges, personal power zones, and streaks are more available when
We have the best questions. Come into this room.
during COVID.
Here are the real questions. And I'm not dismissing her. Sorry. But these pre-selected out of 3,000 questions.
Increase again. And so we've seen a big increase in rides, and we're starting to see that increase in the bonuses as well. Again, to put in perspective some of the stats I shared, the market by market differences in growth across the board, even if you don't look at a market by market, we've seen nearly 30% growth, over the last month. And so that's why now you'll start seeing these bonuses come back. If you want to just, another growth stat that is super interesting and a good sign is that even just this past weekend, rides increased 53% compared to the weekend of April.
Okay, good for you that they're increasing.
So just,
the money.
A few weeks is making a big difference. then, as always, drivers can find the latest bonuses that are available along
These
with
are
the best
pre-selected
price
questions.
directly in the app. So thank you, Sharon.
Thank you.
She's not happy, dude.
Our next question.
Yeah, she's not happy.
In Memphis, Tennessee, Jack has over 4,400 rides. Maybe he's competing with Sharon. It sounds like they're pretty close.
Funny.
So
Looks
Jack,
like Dark Road Run.
Yeah.
Is that Dark Road Run undercover?
I'm worried about who's entering my car for a ride. Do I have the right to refuse a passenger without face mask? And on the other hand, do I need a face mask on all the time while I'm driving?
Yes. So you have the right to refuse a passenger without a face mask. And by agreeing to the personal health certification that we're rolling out in the app, that would mean you are agreeing to wear a face mask while driving. I see it looks like, I think you have one.
He has one on. Don't question him, fool.
I like that. If you arrive for a pickup and the passenger is not wearing a mask, or if they have more than 3 people in their group,
We can't ask them about the money because he's pre-selected his questions. Here are the real questions.
Safety is now, as I mentioned, one of those reasons for how you can or why you can.
Here's my question, buddy.
And again,
When is this coming?
You need to cancel a ride. As always, we ask that you
When's that coming?
as nicely as possible.
Bonuses, pay raise.
Rider, what the policy is, and as I mentioned before, that your acceptance rate and your incentives, like ride streaks, would not be negatively impacted if you are canceling for a health safety reason. Thanks, Jack. I love all the Lyft, like the jacket.
I love. See, just blacks it out. Bye. Also,
all right, we're going to move on to
next question.
James. We have James coming in from Toronto, Canada.
Toronto.
One of our somewhat newer markets. Been there for a little while now. And James is driving for about a year, it looks like, since April 2019, and already racked up 1,650 rides. So, James, thanks for being here.
Hi, John. Thank you. Thank you for doing the session.
Yep.
My question is, are there any plans to update the app to show distances to pickups and drop-offs? Thank you.
Yeah, we know
Yeah.
it's really important to you and many drivers. It's been something that we've been working hard to find the right balance.
Oh,
for
come
many
on, man.
years. So
Fuck
we
off.
actually currently do have what is called a see trip info before accepting feature, which allows drivers to do that. It's currently only available in select cities as part of our Lyft Rewards
Lame.
program. But I'd like to see this rolled out into more markets.
I'd like to see this.
And so,
Horse shit.
and we do expect to roll out
Nifty
Lyft
50.
Rewards,
Tris.
more. So please stay tuned.
Read these questions, John.
And we'll keep trying to get the right balance here and bring this to more
Balance.
of you.
Next.
All right, we're going to go over to Paloma from Las Vegas, Nevada. Paloma may have the record here with over almost 6,000 rides since June of 2017.
Paloma, slap him down.
Hear you. Yes, perfect. I also heard, I think the Las Vegas casinos open today.
We're in the process. We're getting there little by little.
All right.
Little by little, buddy.
My question is, how can I continue on earning when I cannot renew my auto tag or driver's license?
Yeah, great question. Again, all these questions we heard from multiple drivers. And so, this one's hard because we know it's difficult to update your documents when, because of COVID, some states suspended the DMV office operations. Some, luckily, have chosen to extend. So when the DMV extends the expiration date for documents, then we can extend that. And so we're trying that as much as possible. And so if the DMV allows us to, depending on, and in Canada, the agency, if the agency or the DMV allows us to, then we can
Not in
step
Canada,
in
it's in
and
Vegas,
don't
you
do
fool.
anything if we're able to do that. It will just take place automatically. So I just suggest that you check your state DMV or local motor vehicle licensing agency's website to learn more about how they're handling this. I wish there was more I could do or say here. I'll also reach out to our policy team to see if they can and make sure that they're advocating to let people know people need to get back to work here. But obviously the pieces outside of our control, there are pieces of this that are outside our control. So we'll just keep doing what we can, and I'll after this talk to our policy team.
She's not happy.
All right. The next question, I believe this is the last question.
Come on, Los. Oh, only 5 questions.
From She in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. She
Only 5 questions.
2,500 rides and joined.
Took 5 out of 3,000 questions.
Hi, John.
Hey.
My question is, why would we shut down during the curfew?
Yeah, great question. So in all these decisions, whether it's COVID, whether it's the recent curfews, we always want to prioritize the safety of drivers and riders, number one. In some areas, we've actually been specifically asked by regulators to temporarily pause operations during
Swiss cheese.
when curfews are in place. Zooming out, as someone asks us to shut down our platform, it's a really major decision. One through this crisis that obviously there are, as you know, as drivers, a lot of essential needs that people need from the platform. And when we are asked by a government agency to shut down, there are implications like leaving people stranded, especially in underserved areas where public transit is limited
Las Vegas.
due to COVID-19. So our goal is to remain operational during curfews in regions where we haven't been explicitly required to stop operating. Also, just to provide some context on the weekend, as we saw this was happening and as we defined our policy, this was a new occurrence for us to manage through over the weekend, and it was kind of happening fast for us to react to. So first, we had to review, I think, over 70 different curfew rules and read through it. And then listen to all the different kind of guidances and policies we were getting from local officials. So it may have been differently applied in the first kind of 24 hours of this. But then once we clarified and got to read all the different policies, we did ensure that
sheep in
we
wolf's
did not
clothing.
shut down unless there was, we were explicitly asked to because of all the essential needs. But again, please prioritize your safety. Please, be checking the local news, be checking what's going on.
Is it lagging?
You never have to go somewhere where you do not feel safe. So we will continue monitoring the situation as it evolves. And yes, please put your safety as a top priority as well. So with that,
No more
I
questions.
just want to say again, thank you for joining. We'll give you 5 minutes back. I would really appreciate your feedback. So consider this the first try at spending more time with you in this way.
First try, you did pretty poorly, buddy.
Look out for a link to a survey so that you can give us feedback. I want to know if you'd like us to do this again, how we can make it better, if there are ways we can make it more of a conversation. Please let us know. As I mentioned up front, I really do care about the driver community. I love the relationships I have in the driver community. I love when using the service, connecting with drivers. So thank you.
You connected with 5 people out of 3,000 questions, dude. You didn't even field any pay questions. You didn't pay your respects to George Floyd. And he's gone. All right, my friends. Extremely disappointing. All the money in the world comes across very vain. Doesn't come across very genuine or caring. A lot of body language says very insecure. Obviously, he hasn't done this before. Out of 10, what do we give him? Out of 10. How did he do if you had to rate him out of 10? How do we rate him out of 10? James, how do we rate him out of 10? IQ Boy says 0. Okay, we get it, 0. Kenneth, 0. Alfredo, 2. Cruise Limousine, 2. Nifty Zilch, John, 3. Alfredo, 2. Look, the reason why I'm asking you to rate him is because he's going to come across this video. We've done 2 live feeds here. I'm the only guy doing a live feed on this right now, so he is going to check into this. So he really needs to see and understand how real drivers rate him, not those pre-orchestrated 5 out of 3,000 questions that I, John Zimmer, will choose. No, but the real questions in the room, the real issues, right? And you got to really see the real ratings. Now, this is a trip. He was on a trip with us. He's the driver. He was in the front. You that bad. Okay, so what rating do you give him, Payman? Good to see you, by the way. My personal rating? 2. That's my rating. If it'd be higher, I'd give him higher. Right? Firstly, bad timing. He cut into the memorial service. Didn't really acknowledge George Floyd or his family. And then said, hey, we got over 3,000 questions, and here are the 5 questions I handpicked. If you looked at the body language of James from Toronto, Pomona from Las Vegas, of all those Chi from wherever he was from, right? They didn't look satisfied with his answer. They felt like their body language was like, well, you sort of like kept me hanging. Did you really answer my question? None of the questions were money pay increase related. Somebody brought up surge, a question on surge. The body language, as Phil says, I think spoke volumes. Volumes. I think the body language, the deer in the headlights, well, listen here, buddy, you had all the time to prepare for this, right? You had all the time to prepare for this, and then you still, not very reassuring. Ron Reagan's in the house. Ziggy 007's in the house. Jay Berlin's in the house. Dave Chin. Uber Girl Paula, nice to see you. I wasn't satisfied. It didn't do it for me. You know, here's another thing. You checked out at 20 plus minutes. What I would have done, hey, we got 3,000 questions. I picked out the top 50 questions. Then at least you're showing you caring about the 3,000. Out of 3,000, you pick out 5, right? You pick out 5. Very disappointing in my eyes. But I'm waiting on payment. He says he didn't do too bad. So I'm waiting for, Alfredo wants me to flush him. I definitely deserves to be flushed. I want a refund. Donnie Kong wants a refund. I want my money back. We paid for the show. I want my money back. Joey, driver, Fido, Boise in the house. Woot, woot. Is it worth rewatch on that video? Dude, you're never going to get those 20 minutes back in your life, Joey. Not worth it. Not worth a rewatch. I'm not encouraging you to rewatch my live feed or his feed. Payman Ali, let's put it this way. He answered 5 more drivers than Dara. Oh, okay, that is true. He answered 5 more drivers than Dara. Dara is sitting on 0. Dara, obviously, I don't think Dara wants to be outdone by this. Dara is going to come up with a whole driver call with Dara Koshawi. Don't do it during a memorial service, please. Alfredo says I can't unsee that. Uber Girl Paula, he should have rescheduled. I'm with you. He should have rescheduled. You know, not sensitive to the time. Very, 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 very. One of the topics they wanted to talk about was racial injustice. They didn't talk about that. They could have addressed racial injustice in the car, anywhere. 1 or 2 minutes dedicated to that. He spent more time umming and ahhing. Swiss Cheese says Lyft has some kind of deal with Uber not to step over them. Probably. Well, I know for a fact that they're sharing the legal fees on the AB5, so they are colluding. They are definitely colluding, that's for sure. Yeah, where was he? It looked like he had a little fan above him. Zimmer equals Dara 2.0. Old Dirty Dasher, what did I miss? You didn't miss much, my friend. You didn't really miss a spectacular speech because it wasn't. It's pretty pathetic in my eyes. I rated it 2. Tesla Tom, give him the double obscene finger gestures, Professor. You want it? Here, John. That wasn't very good. Well, he showed drivers first over the funeral in a way. Well, he did open up paying his respects, but I think it could have been done in a more heartful, classier way. And he could have apologized for the fact that he butted into a memorial service. That's not very smart, right? But to me, and I'm just giving you my opinion, right? I mean, I'm reading everyone's, and I'm pretty sure Lyft and John will go through this feed and read what people have to say. In my opinion, he missed the opportunity. And he missed the opportunity to bring attention to racial matters. He missed the opportunity to truly and genuinely address drivers. He missed the opportunity of safety because he said he's put out a website. If you want to order this stuff, now he wants you to buy it, right? Remember Lyft dash store? He wants you to buy it. And they were promising us months ago that they would send us the stuff. So he truly missed the marker on the racial issue, on the driver issue, and on the safety. When I say safety, COVID-19 curfew. He could have done way better. River Astronaut, I want Dara and John Drive Day Challenge. I love that idea, my friend. I love that idea. Do you think he came out the closet? I think it was, I don't think he's in the closet as, as in gay. I just think he was hiding in the closet because he was rather embarrassed, right? He probably didn't want his wife or girlfriend or who, it doesn't matter, or even boyfriend, doesn't matter. He didn't want to be seen. It seemed very hush, very secret in my little cell. 5 out of 3,000 questions, handpicked by me. I looked at the body language of those drivers who are answering the questions. They did not look satisfied with the answer. I was not satisfied. If I look at the ratings in this room, people gave him 0, 1s, 2. There was one person who gave him a 3. I did not see one single score over 3. Roy Watkus in the house, I acknowledge you. Vegas, 8th of July, I will see you. I did not feel it, my friends. I did not feel it. I did not hear it, and I did not feel it. Here you are, on a global scale, well, in the United States and Canada, right? On a North American scale. You've got the microphone. You've got the camera on you. Here's your chance to shine. Cool, Genuine Phil says, no driver should be happy. No driver should be happy with that 20-minute lame presentation. Slick Nick, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Oh, Payman gave him a 5. Okay, I'm sorry. Payman gave him a 5. I saw 1, 2s, and 3s, and then Payman gave him a 5. Okay, well, totally entitled to your number from 1 to 10. Then you gave him the highest rating, 5. Pastor Potter Gabe's in the house. How are you? Please block Uber King troll. Where's Uber King? Yeah, I've heard about this Uber King. He's a little bit of a troublemaker. Apparently spread some nasty comments about me. I don't know where. Is Uber King in the house? I don't see him. I haven't seen the rideshare hub. I haven't seen the youngster. I haven't seen him. Pastor Potter Gabes, he deleted. What comment did he make? Is he in the house? Uber King? Dude, Uber King, you must be desperate. You must be desperate for traffic, for subscribers. And I'll tell you why, ladies and gentlemen, right? He made a video, apparently, and I'm going to look into this. I'm already looking into it. I'm already having an attorney look into it. But he apparently made a video that he took down where he said that I was related to these right-wing killers up there. I think the people that killed Arbery, that I was related to these people, family member. I mean, how do you come up with that shit? Why do you make up that shit? And, what's the reason for you putting out such remarks? Are you desperado for traffic? Right? Pretty shocked when somebody brought that up. But we'll see. We'll see where he's hiding. Seems to be a bit of a chicken shit. Yeah, people, I don't know, people in these times just make up the craziest crap. Sensationalism, ratings. Go out there, put in the hard work. Speak to GoDonny.com. Playing the 80s vinyls, bit by bit, subscriber after subscriber. You're working hard, right? Doing it the real way. Why do you have to be an Uber King? You're clearly not an Uber King. You're even below the Uber janitor, right? And then you go out and for sensationalism make up shit so you get some traction. Wow. People even spread that type of stuff. Yeah, it sounds desperate. Desperate people do desperate things, my friends. Desperate people do desperate things. Oh, he says that I'm racist? Oh, wow. Well, maybe he should look up who I worked for 3 years. I worked for the Mandela family for 3 years. Do you think they would employ a racist? Wow, sad. Okay. I can't change him. There's obviously something in his, maybe he seeks fame. Maybe he seeks attention. Maybe he never got attention. Anyway, I'm not going to engage on that level. I'm sorry. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. I'll be blocking him. No doubt about it. I didn't realize that he goes that low. But Pastor Potter Gabes, I appreciate you bringing that up. And I look forward meeting Uber King. Love you back, Pastor Potter Gabes. I'm not trying to defend my persona here. It's just what I'm saying is it's a very loose playground, social media, to put stuff out, right? But as you let it go, do you know what consequences? Do you know what repercussions come by spreading false news, right? Some people don't think 3 steps ahead. Dennis Torres is in the house. Good to see you. I'm just still trying to digest this 20 minutes here from John Zimmer. And I wish I could say in those 20 minutes that there were some amazing highlights, but I really didn't see them. Pavel, how are you, my friend? Hope you and the family are doing well. Hope you're staying safe. Payman says it would be nice if we were able to put out statement in response. You know, that is really what I was hoping for. I agree with you, because, you know, if you, it says there, it's advertised as a Q&A. It's advertised as a question and answer. And people will come because they feel like, okay, he's going to be answering the questions, or other people are going to be answering the questions, and I get to chime in as the driver. No, there were no comments. All the comments, as Uber does in the past with their live feeds, all comments are cut off. That to me is not truly a Q&A, right? To hand select 5 questions out of 3,000 questions that he got. We watched the video of those 5 drivers. If anyone really looked satisfied with his answer to their question, didn't seem like it at all. Didn't seem like it at all. Dennis, good, that's good. I mean, you have a platform. You're coming on. You're doing your first live feed. You're announcing that there were 3,000 questions posed. I would just say, hey, I picked the top 50 questions, or I picked the top 25 questions, right? And maybe make this a 45, at least a 60-minute stream. You know, we should be still listening to him right now after 43, 45 minutes, right? But that was it. It was weak. I mean, did I come in with any expectations? No, I didn't really come in with any expectations of his live feed, but I thought it would be more comprehensive, a little bit more detailed, a little bit more filled with substance. I came in with 0 expectations, really. I just found it very short, very unprepared. Oh, he's a rich guy, no doubt about it. But that's because they're taking care of their side, right? Rideshare Drivepreneur says he did lose the opportunity. I thank you for saying that. That's maybe the best way to put it. He lost the opportunity. He lost the opportunity to connect. He lost the opportunity to set the stage for the next one, for the next one, for the next one. I think like after this one, I don't know how many more people would tune into a second live feed, right? Not sure. Not sure if I'd want to cover a second live feed of this nature, knowing that it was over and done with within 20 minutes. Let's Roll Tina says, I think it was very non-connective, no heart. Yeah, I didn't feel the heart part there. Tesla Tom says he treated it like a secret errand. He had to sneak in to his otherwise questionable busy day. Love it. Very well said. Roy Ubergirl Paula sending Alfredo a whole bunch of hearts. Lady Net's in the house. How are you? How are you doing? How's the familia? Good. Did you catch some minutes of Al Sharpton? I thought he was great. He gave a very passionate speech at the memorial. Thanks for dropping in. Thanks for saying hi. We just we're commenting on John Zimmer's famous, infamous 21st minutes live. Roy Watka says, still no unemployment for gig works in Las Vegas. The system still is down. That is a shame. On the issue of safety and PPE, I think he failed miserably there. And knowing all the promises that he made in the past, then trying to direct people to the store. Oh, we're not trying to make a profit on the store. No, we're not trying to make a profit. He mentions the URL and he directs people to the store. But from what I heard in the past, that they were going to make the stuff available to the drivers, send it to the drivers. Same as Uber. Now they're directing you to the store. Yeah, the memorial service is going on right now still on all the channels. But I'd say the first 90 minutes were, I guess, there are going to be several speakers, I guess, but the conversation, Al Sharpton in the front really got the crowd going. Miss Lizzie G, his board of directors made him do it. LMAU. Right, they probably did make him do it, and he didn't seem comfortable in that role. Slick Nick says, did you see on TV the ad pushing false info for gig workers by Lyft and Uber for the ballot measure? Yeah, that ad is sickening. They play a double game all the time. Come out here, try to, kiss ass and make good, and then around the back they stab you in the back. That's the game they play constantly. That advertisement on TV, you come out here and you try and offer the driver something, and then you run an ad against them. Phil says, Reverend Al Sharpton, shout out. He was lovely. I love the way he talked about the cockroaches and the light. That was good. It was really, really good. Bringing good examples. Yeah, we can always watch the rerun of the service. It was good. It's still good. It's going on. So we can watch the rerun. We can jump in now. Douglas M says, you should have come out front talking about money. Yeah, there was very, very, very little time allocated to our number one need, right? And that is, how are you going to compensate us? How are you going to take care of us? How are you going to entice us? How are you going to entice us to come back and work for you? The Uber and Lyft ad is to confuse people and drivers. Correct, Dennis. Wicked Hustle Guy says Zimmer should have spent his time watching Sharpton and learn what a real leader does. Yes, and how a real leader speaks. Sharpton can speak. When Sharpton speaks, I had lunch with Senator Rodney Ellis and Al Sharpton at the Hilton Hotel in Beverly Hills. I met Al Sharpton in a sit-down, three-way lunch with my good friend Senator Ellis and Al Sharpton. When he was out here, I was allowed to join that lunch. I didn't do much talking, but I did the listening, and I can tell you, he has an amazing, amazing, powerful way of selecting words at the right time, in the right context. Francisco Martinez in the house. How are you, Francisco? How's it going? Rideshare Drive Tribunal says, I've been driving several platforms at once and seem to make anywhere from 300 to 900 a week. Now, my question to you would be, on what platform and how many hours are you putting in? Those would be my initial questions. Cool Genuine Phil says, I haven't seen the Uber and Lyft ad. I think they also have it on YouTube if you want to run it. that ballot ad, the November ballot ad. You should check it out. Rick Nelson sending a shout out to Dennis. Francisco Martinez, what do you know about MWA Alliance, Mobile Workers Alliance? What do I know about them? What do I think about them? I believe there is a union behind what I've been told. And again, I could be wrong on this one, but there's a union behind pushing mobile, putting in the money there. I truly don't know what their real intentions are. I just think that they should all pull together. Rideshare Drivers United, they should all form a genuine umbrella organization representing. I think Uber girl Paula knows way more about them, right? Uber girl Paula, didn't you meet with Mobile Workers Alliance? Didn't you meet those guys? I think she would be the person to ask. Oh yes, they want a union, so I wasn't wrong. There might be a union looking for more union members because they need money. But what I would be looking for is a new organization / union for drivers where all of them come together. Not some old union trying to come up with a new name to recruit new union members. I don't know, I'd have to, I get a lot of emails from them and a lot of messages, and I just saw, I think Rideshare Drivers United, they literally took that damage calculator from Potter Handy. I mean, you got to be a trendsetter, not a follower, put it that way. The ballot is dangerous, I can tell you that. California needs to act before November. They need to come down harder, start revoking some licenses. You have a video, Uber girl Paula has a video about them on her channel. If you want to click on her channel, she has a video about them. Yeah, enforcing AB5 would be a good start. Lance John driving in Vegas. Lyft has been busy like Uber in Las Vegas. They do suck, but they do not do the face recognition when you sign in. That is pretty weak, right? That's why I took that Lyft, to see if the people were complying. The first driver that I texted, hey, are you wearing a mask? No, I'm not. Cancelled. Second one was a lady. You wearing a mask? She said, yes, I'm wearing a mask. Are you wearing a mask? Yes, I'm wearing a mask. Okay, let's go. Cliff Chopping says, I'm done with Lyft. Francisco says, all gig apps abuse drivers. Well, in the very beginning, when they needed us, in the very, very beginning to build their company, they were paying way better. They were paying way better. Now that we've built the company, now they neglect the drivers. Cliff Chopping says they will fold after they won't let me go online and no phone support. Now they ignore my emails. Passenger eject seat. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I think James Bond has that in his car, right? A passenger eject seat. That would be cool. A passenger gives you shit. Hey, bye-bye. Is that in the James Bond movie? It is, right?
Absolutely.
James
We should
Bond.
all have that.
My name is Bond, James Bond, and I have an eject button.
You get mad at your wife or your boyfriend.
No, we're talking about passengers. But if you get mad at your wife or your boyfriend, sure, you could also push that button. Depends how far you throw them out and what speed you're traveling at. Right? Rick Nelson says, Lyft is always my backup to Uber. Goldfinger. Goldfinger. Slicknick says, I have all the James Bond films on Blu-ray. Is that going back to Roger Moore? To, what's the other guy?
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. And what's the new one? The good-looking guy with
Craig.
Daniel Craig. Chicks go nuts for Daniel Craig. If Daniel Craig's on the screen, Laura starts getting hot and sweaty and she starts touching herself everywhere.
I did not.
Yeah, John B's in the house. My background check hasn't gone through yet. They did a random background check and it's been over a month and a half. DDD activated me. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Cool Genuine Full says, back in 2015, Uber was giving us bonuses each week. Yeah, those are the good old days, weren't they? Indeed. Daniel Craig. See, Uber Girl Paula says, love Daniel Craig. There's not one woman that doesn't love Daniel Craig. I think we should play Goldfinger here one night. Goldfinger. Watch, no guys in the house, just chicks. Dennis says, if I ever drive for Uber again, maybe in November. And that's a maybe. Nifty 50. LOL. I miss the days getting bonuses. The good old days. Here's to the good old days. So we had, what's interesting, I put out a question there. I asked everyone, hey, you watched the 20 minutes with John Zimmer and just give a genuine rating. 0 to 10. And the majority of you gave 0s, 2s, a couple of 3s. Payman Ali shot very high, he gave him a 5, that's 50%. So you give a 5, you're saying at 50% of that conversation, 50% of those 20 minutes is good, right? My personal rating was 2, 20%. Once or twice I think he hit the marker. But overall, I would think he did a lot of damage in those 20 minutes and that people would not really want to watch him. Does not seem like a charismatic, caring individual. I don't know if I would want to watch the second live feed of John Zimmer, co-founder and president. 2 for effort. Okay, that's fair. Oh my God, you guys starting with a cheesecake again? You're killing me. This is just sitting at home eating some cheesecake. Yeah. Why do you guys always have to bring up my weak spot? Cheesecake. You guys are killing me. Cliff Chopping, do you know when phone support might come back? I do not work for this company. I'm not on the board of directors. I don't operate their customer service. So I wish I could tell you the answer to that. I can't, Cliff. I'm sorry. Sorry, I got to disappoint you on that one. Tris says, Sue suspended claims from beginning of March to April 9th because I was stalling the system and needed to open up so they could take care of millions that were coming in. But I appreciate the question, Cliff. Maybe somebody else knows more than I do. Strange in that one says, no emergency funding for drivers if they get into an accident. There is way much more. Uber is lacking. Lyft is 1,000 times worse than Uber. Okay, there's some really good. No health care, no sick pay leave, no paid vacation leave, no surge. Strain gave us a -10. Tony Lights in the house. The Lyft drivers will be able to do food deliveries. That would be great. Oh, really? When Lyft drivers going to do food deliveries? For which company? Fred Smith, what can Lyft do to help housing crisis in Oakland? Is Lyft open to suggestions? The Front, hey, did the 1 p.m. question already happen? Yes, it did. Was rather disappointing. Air rates is what is the call about exactly? The call was about covering that 20-minute conversation. Tesla Tom says all drivers are expendable because others are ready to step in your spot like an endless revolving door. Have a backup plan. James Campbell says John Zimmer is a piece of garbage. Pierce Brosnan. Thanks, Rick. Yes, we left him out. How could we leave Pierce Brosnan? Also met him in South Africa at an Irish bar. Actually did an advertisement for an Irish pub group in South Africa called, what was it? We had him in the restaurant there. So we had Roger Moore, we had Sean Connery, we had Pierce Brosnan, Daniel Craig. I think all of them had cars with an eject button. So whether you were Sean Connery, whether you were Roger Moore, whether you were Pierce Brosnan, whether you're Daniel Craig and you're an Uber and Lyft driver and you had that eject button, any one of those 007s could have shot the passenger or the rider out. I like that. That is if rideshare was around during Roger Moore's times. It wasn't. James Campbell says, in fact, I'd go as far as to say Mr. Zimmer is a corporate love addict. Feel like Pierce Brosnan. He was swag, the Irishman. Pierce Brosnan. What's your opinion of rideshare and delivery for the future? A good question, a tough question posed by rideshare drivepreneur. I think that a lot of trust has been lost from riders and passengers towards rideshare. I don't think it will run at full capacity ever again, especially because they don't have the referral system. It's not there. So I think their real good days are over. I think it's more like they're in survival mode. And I think it's more about acquiring and buying businesses that work now. So let's say Uber bought Grubhub. If they allow that, that could be a saving grace for them. But I don't think it'll ever come back to the 100% mark where it used to be a few years ago. I think those days are over. What's one of your favorite movies? Uber Girl Paula says, oh, 3-layer cake. With what type of movie is that? Is that like X-rated? 3-layer cake. Oh, he plays the part of his accountant for drug dealers. 3-layer cake. Cake probably meaning cocaine. Cake by the ocean. Backup plans should all be learning to pay yourself first and learn how to invest. I like it. All right, so I'm over the 1 hour mark. I'm gonna go and say hi to my kiddos, to Dylan and Ryan. And Cliff says, stop talking about cake. I'm getting hungry. Somebody started with cheesecake. Somebody always mentions cheesecake in my live feed and gets me all going. Phil, Eddie, Rick, Cliff, Paula, Jimmy, all of you, thank you. Thank you for making this happen. Thank you for listening, and thank you for giving your feedback. Thank you for rating this John Zimmer guy. Thank you for the questions that you posed. Although they were not answered, I do hope he comes back and answers them. Those are real questions. Those picking 5 of 3,000 didn't go over very well. James Campbell, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. And thank you for that lead. I've been emailing back and forth with him. The email that you gave me. What was his name again? Mackie, or whatever his name is. Thank you, Pastor Potter Gabes. And I'm going to go and find this King guy now, Uber King. I'm going to go track his ass down. See where that little rat is hiding. Reinhardt. Reinhard aus Phoenix. Reinhard Beinhard. That's a German name. Reinhard. They say in German, they say Reinhard ist Beinhard. Rock hard. Reinhard Beinhard. Phoenix in the house. Must be crazy hot over there, Reinhard. What temperatures are we talking? Dave Chin, have a good one, my friend. Zimmer, give us bonuses, says Phil. Eddie says, you bet. Thank you, my friend. Ace Kim. Oh, we should see. We know where Ace Kim. We know where Ace Kim works. I hope it's not Ace Kim, because I did believe I smoked a peace pipe with Ace Kim. But if Ace Kim wants to turn up the volume, no problemo. We'll turn up the volume. All right, my friends, says 1,000 degrees in Phoenix. Damn, that's hot over there. 1,000 degrees. Less 900 maybe. Less 815 maybe. Could be, yeah. Could be, Paul. All right. Everyone, have a good one until the next live feed. I enjoyed this. This was good. This was good. And John B., why are the Uber stocks up? I wish I knew. I think it was after that announcement. He just came out recently and said, our rides are picking up. You know, our rides are coming back. That's all that investors want to hear. Don't have to rely all on the food delivery business, but our rides are slowly coming back. So just putting that sound bite out there circulates and resonates through Wall Street. So we shall see. I'm just saying wait for the second quarter earnings. That's all I can say. Dennis Torres, be well. I'm going to be down in Long Beach tomorrow or Saturday. I think it's going to be Saturday. Hope to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. And laters, my friend. Have a good one, everyone. Thank you, and thank you again. And rest in peace, George Floyd. Thank you, everyone, in that feed. I appreciate you. In the rideshare driving channel, I have 6 people there. Thank you.